Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Rex podcast. I am so glad that you're here. Today, we have a new guest on the podcast. We have Kayla Dieppa with us. Welcome, Kayla.
Hi.
So glad that you're here. We're excited to get into the conversation today. Kayla, I have seen just you posting on our Facebook group a ton, and I have loved your engagement in that. And just like, so I'm excited to kind of get to know you more and know about your business and all of that stuff. But for those that don't know you, could you give us just like a brief intro into who you are?
Yeah. So obviously, Kayla Dieppa. I'm a mother of 3. I have about 10 years in the business. I just opened up my brokerage. I've been to a pretty good amount of brokerages here in Atlanta, and I also have a team in Pennsylvania. So I'm a sports mom. My youngest daughter is special needs. So I'm very, very keen to education and everything that we're doing now with her. So that had an impact in my real estate career. So that's about me.
I love it. When did you get into real estate?
Oh gosh, 2014. I remember passing my license exam.
Okay, so it's been like 10, 11 years.
Yeah, don't remind me.
Yeah. No, it's great. You've been in the business for a bit, so I'm excited. So, because you've seen the market before COVID, during COVID, and now like after COVID, because it's been kind of crazy, I would say, the last 10 years. So, that's cool. Okay. So tell me, when you first got into real estate, did you join a team? Did you what was it in the beginning, and like how did you get started?
Oh gosh. So I joined a brokerage that was known for training. And then I got stuck in this loop of just learning, and never executing. So I always think back to that of like, oh, I spent 2 years. If I knew what I knew now, I would just bypass those 2 years. But I never joined a team. I did wind up getting coaching once I seen it was available. That kind of jump started my career. But no, I joined a training brokerage and I kind of got stuck in that training for a little bit until I started really diving in. And it was so crazy because the way I even heard about cold calling or dialing was overhearing somebody doing it in the office. But nobody has taught me that. I'm just being my nosy self and overhearing. I'm like, oh, what is that? So, yeah. So that's kind of how it started for me. But
Okay. So, and you told me over email that you got into expired prospecting, which I mean, isn't the like most fun thing at first, I think maybe because homeowners are usually a little bit more angrier when they're expireds and stuff like that. So, I mean, a lot of new agents like kind of steer clear. So talk to me how you got into expired prospecting.
I feel like when the market started shifting to where everything was just sitting on the market, it was very tough to sell.
Yeah.
Well, I would say here in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Because I noticed in Pennsylvania, it's almost polar opposite. But I will say they have almost very similar issues or questions or different engagements. I feel like every opening with an expired, they just want to hear your response. They want to hear your solution. So I feel like when it comes to expireds that they have they're very similar in problem solving. So I think you hear it once, you hear it all. You learn your scripts, you kind of, help them solve that problem. And there's really only 2 issues that you can solve, and that's price and condition. So I think once you know your market and know your value, you can pretty much close expires just like you would FSBOs, honestly.
Yeah, because honestly, it's the same objections over and over again. So once you figure that out, then I think it's a lot easier. Did you have like a fear of dialing at all, or did you just go in blazing and you were like, let's go?
No, I used to telemarket. I used to be a telemarketer. So I felt like that was real cold calling. I was literally sell timeshares. And pretty well. But I feel like because I'm such a homebody, I'm not really like, I'm naturally introverted. So being on the
Yeah.
phone is easier for me. It was actually tougher for me at the appointments. So it's like at the appointments, I would get shy and I would like clam up a little bit. Whereas on the phone, it's like a different Kayla. So I like that I can turn it on and off. But it was actually a lot easier to be on the phone and be in my comfort zone. And I can, talk my stuff in between calls to kind of calm myself down. But I prefer that lead generation technique.
Yeah, getting on the phone. I mean, because we talk to a lot of agents and they always say like, "Ah, if I could just get on the phone, I just get so afraid right before I get on the phone." And the thing is like, you just have to get on the phone and then it's just not as bad as you make it up into your mind, and you just like, just staring at the phone, waiting like, "Ah, I need to press dial. I need to press dial." But if you just did it, like, it's not bad. The worst they can do is say no and hang up on you. And it's crazy how many people will try to get around it, around cold calling or around prospecting. And if they just commit, then they would be able to find success. So tell me a little bit about your success with expired prospecting. Was it immediate? Did it take you a while to like figure out how to talk to them, or talk to me about that?
I actually, for me, because I was a little nervous talking, but I came to the realization that I stopped thinking of it as cold calling. I started thinking of it like I'm going to help these people. And I'm in the business now that I wish I was, where I took myself out of the transaction and made it more relationship based. So even my
Mm,
script is more so talking and building rapport versus as trying to close them that first call. But I do about 50 expireds a year. I
mm,
don't work the whole year. I feel like if I worked the whole year, I would get a lot more. But because I have all of my minions at home, I try to take half of the year off and work half of the year. But I will say that I feel like it's not cold. You're not selling something to them that they don't need or they want. They express the interest already, and you're solving a problem for them that they really need help with. And once you get to know people and their stories and their big whys,
mm.
you can't help but to humanize them and genuinely talk to them about reaching a solution. So I
Right.
think that going that route has been more successful versus, hey, are you still interested in selling this home? Yeah, I can come meet you, because that's more transactional and they probably are getting 50 other calls
Yeah.
besides yours. So,
Hmm.
mhm,
I love that. Like a mindset shift,
absolutely.
um, kind of allows you to be more successful if you focus on the relationships. Then, I mean, because people can smell sales breath, right? And that is not appealing, especially when you've had your home expire. Like you're not.
I feel like right now in this age, we're getting so many text messages and calls that we don't even answer anymore. We're just like, as soon as, no, I'm not selling, I'm not looking. So
Yes.
you have like literally 2 seconds to make it stick,
Hmm.
So yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it's like attention fatigue. Like there's so much on social media, on your phone, on like in your mail. Like there's so much trying to grab your attention that it's just like it's hard to grab people's attention. And so you're right. Your first initial like hook is what's so important. And if it's genuine, I think, yeah, I totally agree with you that that would be so much more successful.
Yeah.
Um, Okay, so then tell me a little bit, because you told me that you built a team and stuff like that, but you've also said that you're a mother of three. So I'm curious, like, how you have balanced prospecting and real estate with your family, because I know like a lot of women are part-time real estate because they're mothers and they're in the home and they're taking care of their kids. And so I want to maybe speak to that audience a little bit, how you made it work.
I think we have to be okay with getting help at home.
Mm.
It's okay to leverage your home life. It is okay to hire out. And I started with a cleaning lady. I loved the time that freed up.
Mm,
Then I got private care, which allowed me to have my children at home. And those things cost money.
yeah.
So it's like, if I'm going to transition to this, um, I don't always want to say, create bills, but it's like I've had a debt-free life where I didn't have to pay for anything, and you honestly lose the motivation to go to work because so if you, I don't want to say create these bills, but you create a lifestyle that you want to maintain, you're going to get up and you're going to get on the phones. And I think the phones, the calling is more measurable. So I can that's what grounds me, right? Because we have social media, we have different outlets. I use all of them. I feel like you have to use multiple outlets to be, booked and busy.
Yes.
But at least with your cold calling, it's a numbers game. You can see those numbers, you can hit those numbers. So I know my nanny's going to get paid this week, So, and honestly, that help at home helps me become a better mother because I can give my children these experiences that I didn't have. And I can also, show up for my family with a full cup because sometimes as moms, we overextend ourselves. And I don't want to get rid of my own dreams of being, this super agent or this entrepreneur or just having my own businesses. And real estate is the train for me to have those own businesses because I am a mom, right? We have other parts of our identity. That's not everything we are.
Right.
So you leverage your home life. You book your appointments. I do feel like you have to have some kind of schedule block, whether it be morning, noon, or night. I don't put a time on it anymore because I'm on 3 other little people's schedule. So it's very, when people are like, you have to call during these hours, call what works, but make sure you're hitting your own goals. So if my goal is to be on the phones for 4 hours per day because and I already did the math in my transactions and my conversions and my conversations I need to have. So me personally, I need to be on the phone for 4 hours a day. How I hit that, I can adjust, but the goal post stays the same. And I think when you're a parent or primary or head of household, however you see fit, you kind of can't move that goalpost, but you can change the way you get there. And I think with children, you still need that flexibility, but you need, a way to do that. And you need to show up with your cup half full. And to do that, you're only one person. You got to take care of yourself. So if that is hiring a chef for the week, if that is, hiring a nanny, any kind of help, in the home, to do so. So, and if you don't want it at home, send them to daycare, but you need you need to get on those phones, however you do it.
I know, because that is how you'll see success, like we've been talking. But what's interesting is you said you only work half of the year and you still do around 50 expired. So like that I think is incredible that what half of the year do you work usually?
The first half, because the other half I'm done. I'm burnt out. I'm done.
Yeah.
Personal cup.
You're like, I just did 50 expireds. Yeah. I'm done.
And it gives me the motivation. Some years I want to challenge myself, but by the time I get to June, July, I'm like, yeah, it's the summer. I have sports over here. My kids are in private lessons. It's just so much. So it works for me. Yeah. And I think it makes me go harder during the beginning of the year, knowing, okay, as soon as I hit 50, I'm out of here. So that helps. But yeah.
No, that's cool that real estate has been able to give you that opportunity. Because I mean, what other job could you just be like, hey boss, I'm done second half of the year. I'm out. Like that is such a cool opportunity that real estate has given you. And because you work so hard for it, that you're able to do that.
Absolutely. And I think that anybody with a real estate license that likes it should feel the same or should do the same, because it's just the train to get us what we want in life. You don't have to like love architecture, like you can literally just do what you need to do to get to where you need to be.
Yeah. That's why so many people say like, focus on your why, because that is the biggest driver. And that's what's going to get you on the phone. Yes. If nothing else, think about what real estate can create for you, because what's crazy is there's so many people that, I mean, like I said, 74% of people didn't do a deal last year. And a lot of like the top 1% of agents do amazing and they make so much money. And it's just because they put in the work and they're consistent. I've talked to agents who like, whenever the market is hot is when they stop prospecting. And then when it's, not as hot and it gets harder, like, then they're like, oh, where are all my deals? Like, but you stopped working for them. And so that's the thing, is it's consistency and all of that stuff. So, that's awesome that you've been able to do that. And I wanted to talk to you as well about like building a team and how you did that as well. Like, I'm amazed by you because you've had 3 kids and you built a team, and then now you started a brokerage. So like, I mean, agents dream of these kinds of things, and you've been able to do it with so much on your plate. So when did you start building a team? And tell me how that kind of went.
I built a team. I started back in 2020. So
Okay. Woo.
one thing I have learned, it's like when you fail, it's closer to your success. So it's like once you start embracing and start executing, it's like the faster that I know if this is going to work or not, the faster I get to my goal. So the team that was one of those things. So I bring in some great agents. I was able to recruit some producers, which was a big thing. But after a while, you look at your profitability, especially around tax time, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just like, man, but we did this million in, production. But for me as a team leader, I was at a very expensive brokerage at that time. I was paying for all of the support. They were giving me a portion of their deals. So it was just like the numbers weren't really adding to what I can do on my own.
Right.
So the profitability didn't make sense to me. Did I have more free time? Yes. Did I not work in that free time? Yes. I went back, I would tell myself to work as hard as I did as a solo agent. But I will tell you, I've had teams for a long time. And you'll notice that people that are on teams, they're on teams for a reason.
Yeah.
And trying to find your twin is not the answer, right? You want somebody to support the mission, or you want to hire people that are not as strong as you in some areas. But I will say that it can make sense if it makes sense, if it makes money. Right. I felt like the team kind of freed up my time, but it wasn't really profitable. And that was an account of me too. And that was right now, me being a solo agent, me being in my own brokerage, me getting 100% of my commissions, and me just having great support is like, okay, now we're at 5 million close. Let's keep going. So that's what I see for the rest of the year.
Yeah, but and you had to go through that in order to know, right? Like you said, that when you fail, you find what is successful. I love that sentiment because that's true. Like, I think it's probably a lot of people's goals to start a team or to do the, do a bunch of stuff or start their own brokerage or whatever it may be. But the end goal is, what is the end goal, right? The end goal is to provide for your family, or is it to do this or to do that? Like, if you really do just want to start a team because you want to be a mentor or you want, like things like that, then that would make sense for you.
Super important. Yeah.
But yeah, I guess it just depends on your goals and what works best for you. So that's cool. Then you started your own brokerage. So talk to me a little about that, like how that's been. And I know it hasn't been very long. You said it's been a couple months.
It's like literally probably 2 months, beginning of 2025. But that's what I feel like you have to stay true to you and what your dream is, no matter where you go, because real estate is like so much opportunity. I have flipped homes. I have invested. There was a time that I had over 14 flips at one time. So I feel like my mission was always clear. I was very clear that I'm only here to do this for this reason. But the longer I stayed in real estate and the more I grew in a profession, I started developing a want to really help people. And that's really when the business started flooding in, is when you genuinely want to help families especially this year so far, I've already had 3 closings that were foreclosures. Last year was tremendously hard on a lot of families. So we're seeing less FSBOs and we're seeing a lot more expireds. So, and there was a years that I did more FSBOs than expireds. It's kind of just transitioning. But I do think that my big why has changed. But that is part of the reason why I created my own brokerage. So I don't have to look for those things in a brokerage. I don't have to look to be more than just a number. And I wish I had this training, but this support, it's all right here. And the profitability is a lot better when it's just me.
Right.
I probably will grow my brokerage. And that's the goal. The goal is to have a huge brokerage, but obviously with some good support and obviously with some good agents.
Yeah. That's amazing. So, and I wanted to talk also, so you prospect expireds for sell by owners pre-foreclosures as well?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And do you do circle prospecting?
Yep.
Oh, so you do it all.
I do it all. Yeah, I do it all. And I actually just started circle prospecting and I love it. I love it. I talked about it in the Facebook group. Like, I love it here. If I was doing this years ago, I'd be insane. But I do love it. I will say that you don't have to be the best at calling. I get it all the time. Like, what do you say? I'm the worst at scripts. I still stutter. I still have days that I don't feel like being on the phones and things like that. But I try my best every day and I show up. But you don't have to be the best. You have to be the most consistent. Because, the average agent is just going to call one time. And I feel like I'm going to keep calling you, especially if I really like you. Like, we've been on the phone. Like, you're my friend now. So what's up, girl? And I'm going to text you and I'm going to email you. And I might stop by. And I feel like all of those things combined, it's almost impossible not to be successful. It's impossible because the average agent is not going to follow up more than twice.
Right. What you said was so powerful. Like, you don't have to be the best. You just have to be the most consistent. And that's something like with our product with Red X is like what we're trying to push is it's not just about cold calling, right? Like you do need to call. Like that is one of the best ways to get a hold of somebody. But I like how you have said that you do multiple things. Like when people just like talk to their sphere of influence, like you can't just call them, right? And then you're good. Like you have to like go and see them in person, or there's multiple ways to reach out to your sphere of influence. You can do client events. There's a bunch of stuff. But if you only stick to one way to contact expireds, then you won't be as successful. Right. Like you said, email, call, door knock, like post on social media, like stuff like that if you do all of those things and follow up, then you're right. Like you will see astronomical success compared to the person who just picked up the phone, called once and hung up. Right. Yep. So, yeah. And you mentioned social media. So talk to me a little about your social media and what you do on there.
Oh, social media. So when I first really started utilizing social media, I think I'm up to like 28,000 followers now.
Amazing.
I was there daily, posting multiple times, doing all kinds of things. As I got older, I'll keep blaming it on my age. But I feel like the algorithm has changed a lot. You have to kind of stay on top of it. But it's like the best platform to get in front of a lot of people.
Right.
I know with your ad builder, you can target ads, which I think is amazing. Like how much better can that be? But I have noticed a lot of my clients, they go to social media, they friend me before hiring, or they friend me after hiring. Right. So my page is very muted. And when I say muted, it's real estate related page. I know some people have double pages. I don't utilize social media for myself personally anymore, just because I'm just so busy with all of these kids I have.
Right.
But I do feel like I have a great ROI on social media. It's also great that's your business card these days. And I will say a lot of my clients, I see them, you go to your stories, you can see who's looking at your stories. I'm getting befriended by people who are, going to my social media, verifying what I say. And then honestly, like, I put my social media pages on everything so they can kind of see, because that's where you're an expert, right? If you have a social media presence, now they trust you,
Yeah.
and they get to see a little bit more of you other than that one appointment or that one meeting you have with them. So I swear by social media. I think everybody should have that. I mean, at this point in age, you need some kind of presence, even if
Right.
you're not super active on there. You have to have some kind of presence on social media, and the ROI is great. I mean, you're making free content and you're getting $10,000-$20,000 commissions. Yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah.
I'll
I
take.
think and people say like, I don't know what to post on social media. I don't know, like I don't want to get in front of the camera, like all that stuff. But really it doesn't need to be complicated. I think people overcomplicate it, they overthink it, and then they don't post and then they miss
I
out.
always say
Right.
like, everything is content. I had a post, and don't kill me. I love bees. I love bees now. I made a post about bees, and I mean, people were swarming to my inbox. I'm allergic to bees. I can smell a bee. I can hear them. And I was showing a house, and we got attacked by bees. But
Oh
it
my
was like,
God.
out of everything I post, this is what got your attention, So post everything. Your tribe is your tribe. And the good thing is when people find you on social media, you don't really have to sell yourself, like they found
Right.
they already, you're hired, just come list my house, So social media is it's a necessity at this point.
Yeah, I think like when I just think about everyday life, like there are so many, like when you want to find a therapist, if you go on social media, when you want to find somebody to do your, like a nail girl, like I found my nail tech just through Instagram. And that is where you can meet somebody without needing the pressure of meeting them, right? And you can see what they're about, see what they're like,
Absolutely.
and the right people will be attracted to you because you're putting yourself out on social media, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I think that is one of the most powerful ways to, and like if you call an expired and you're like, "Hey, I can sell your home, whatever." Odds are they're going to look you up on social media after that call,
Mhm.
and then they're like, "Oh, like she actually walks the walk. She knows what she's talking about." And yeah, okay,
Yeah.
maybe I'll answer the next time she calls if you follow up, right?
Yes, absolutely. It's literally your business card. It's
Mm,
literally like,
I love that.
I feel like your social media handles. I'm really into TikTok. I feel like TikTok is like the next big thing.
Same.
I feel like it should all be on your website, on your business cards, on anything you can have. Like, you want to be able to be found and you want to be able to be taken seriously.
Mm,
And at this point, that's how they trust you. Let me see you outside of the appointment at your home. And I've had such an uptick in how many sellers have been going on there. My buyers are one thing, but my sellers have been
mm,
like on there adding me, on there kind of having conversation with me. I had a builder reach out to me via social media. So
mm,
everything is content. I mean, playing with your children, going out with friends, driving your car, everything is content. Doing your makeup or doing your hair. And you create your own tribe because how you relate to other people just like you on social media, those are the clients that are going to hire you. So
I
I
love that. I saw an agent who I saw an agent on TikTok and she's like showing houses, but she shows like a room and she's like talking in a mic and she's like, where like let's like
Oh my
hide and
god, I
seek.
think
Have
I
you
know
seen
you
those?
are. And she's so funny, right? Like,
Yes. And she's like, where am I hiding? And you don't know where she's at.
I love her page. I just found her. And I was
Yeah.
like, this is my family member. Why am I just now seeing you? So entertaining. I feel like
Yes.
that's like the algorithm right now because I know it's like based on how many viewers you get, but
Mm.
it's like being a real content kind of girly pop.
Yes.
I'm not
Yeah. I'm
girly.
not even an agent. And I'm like, this is hilarious. And she's not even in my area or anything, but like imagine the business it's generating for her just because
I
she's
want to get
making it way more fun, right?
I want to hang out with her. That's
I
what
know.
if I have to act like I'm buying a house to hang out with her, I think I'll do it. She
Exactly.
literally, I was going down a rabbit hole on her page. I'm like, she is funny. There's another guy who is so funny. I forgot what it was. I wish I had his page, guys. When I say he will make you want to like buy a house. And the way he talks, and he's just so fast and witty.
Oh,
like,
is it the guy that like runs through the house?
Yes. And he is so funny. And I'm just like, you need to do stand-up. Like,
yes. I love that. It's just the opportunity of social media and like how they're showcasing, like that is such a good idea. And I mean, there's so many things that you can do.
Like, people are so tired of seeing like us just tour homes. It's like, let me see who you are, right? Because there's a lot of us that do the same thing, and people buy into who you are. They'll buy what you're selling, you know?
Yes. I love it.
I love the funny stuff. I do. I think I'm that funny, but it just never comes out on camera.
No, they made an entire brand around selling houses. And that is like, I think they're just doing it well in the sense of like, just be yourself and the right people will come to you. And even if you don't think you're that funny or you don't think like you're entertaining or whatever, like I think that there is a place for everyone on social media. And the people that find you, like they are your people, and they will resonate with your message. And I think that you don't need to be the funniest or like the most entertaining. You just need to be yourself.
And it's like the more you post, you're staying in front of your past clients, your new clients, your soon to be clients. It's like people I haven't talked to in years. Kayla, you still selling homes? Or, you know, they'll DM me like I've worked with them in previous jobs before I was an agent. So it's like you can't ignore social media. It's almost
right
that it's a necessity at this point. But the more entertaining, the better.
Yes. I love it. Well, hey, we're out of time here, but any like last words? I wanted to ask you this question, and maybe that can be like our final little send off here. But like for newer agents, what advice would you give to them that are just getting into the business, or those that aren't doing as well as they want to be? Like, what is your advice to them? And we'll sign off.
Like I said, you don't have to be the best. You have to be the most consistent. Keep striving to fail as much as you can, which means you're closer to your goal, and follow your own path. You don't have to be everything to everyone at every time. So I just think get on the phones, punch it out. Something will hit. You just need one deal. Just need one. So you'll do it.
I love that. Awesome. Kayla, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. I've loved our conversation, and I hope people that are watching can find something valuable from this and actually like take action. That is our whole goal of this podcast, is to bring on people that are doing deals and are successful and share with you tactical ways that you can replicate that and be successful. So, and of course, if you want to like interact with us and Kayla, get on our Facebook group. It's the Red X Expecting community, and Kayla's on there and we're on there, and we can have more conversations like this over there. So we'll link that below for sure if anyone's interested in that. But thanks again, Kayla. Thanks everybody for watching, and we will see everybody at same time, same place next week. Bye-bye.